we put on the invitation, like, hey, we don't want gifts. I don't want any gifts, but please bring a donation for the animal shelter. So we asked for, like, dog food, cat food, like, different stuff. We collected it all. And then at the end of my birthday party, we went and dropped it off. That's so sweet.
Right. Taking a name, if you're cold at the door, welcome to the game.
Welcome back to another episode of Dear Dilemma. On this episode, we have an anonymous submission written in. Brooke's gonna go ahead and read that for us.
All right. This says, family member bought your child things for the holiday that you told them not to. Trying to get more meaningful things and items to last, not crap I want to throw away within the year or less. Ooh. I don't have children, and I can relate to that of just talking to my sister-in-law.
I mean, this is like a real issue. Like, I totally understand that. Being a mom myself and having a young child, I feel like there's so many toys that, like, your kids get, and it's just an overwhelming amount to the point where, like, you already have an overwhelming amount, and then you get extra. And then, like, for instance, my son's birthday is, like, in the same week almost as Christmas, so it's like double whammy, and you tell people not to get gifts, but then they still get them anyways. Like, it's appreciative, but you also absolutely want stuff that's going to last or be meaningful, or they're going to play with for more than 5 minutes, or it's not going to break. Like,
I used to be the one. I was that family member because I thought it was funny.
To get the noisemakers.
Have to get my brother back somehow for all the years of abuse I had. So yeah, I would do the noisemakers or like the I don't know, slime kits, things that were messy. And I was like laughing. But I did change that. I actually now, so for Christmas 2 years ago, I got them tickets to the zoo so they could use whenever they wanted. Yeah. And then for their birthdays, I actually take them out. I try to do it individually, but then the other one always wants to go, and then so. They're getting a little bit older to understand, like, it's their special day, and I wanted to start this. So instead of getting them a gift, I take them out, and then they get to pick if they want to go eat somewhere, and then they get to pick if they want to do something, whether that's go and buy something, and they get to pick it, or they want to go bowling, or go paint, or do an activity of that sort. And I just feel like that's just a little bit more meaningful than just showing up and giving them, like,
a gift.
Because they get to make their choices. They're going to, like, always remember this because I'm never going to stop doing it. But for Christmas, I mean, this year I did get them, like, a little purse with a cup and stuff like their mom has so they can match. But I have started to do that. I'm like, okay, Brooke, let's be mature here.
Well, I think it's good because I feel like there's so many different routes you can go, and you could buy gifts and all that. But my advice, I feel like, is, again, to go back to the experiences. I think that's such a good idea. I don't know if you can also create, like, some suggestions for your family. So sending it out a little bit sooner, like, hey, these are the different activities that I would love for my kid to be able to do this year. You know, a lot of the pre-purchase tickets online for, like, zoos or, you know, different experiences, like, aquarium, you know, they usually last for like a year. Yeah. Like, they don't expire for a year. So I feel like, you know, those would all be good items, but you could maybe send those out in, like, a group chat. I also am a huge fan of, like, Amazon wish lists. So, like, for your kid, you could do an Amazon wish list, like, if you're going to buy, you know, a Tony's box for your kid this year, and then have, like, each family member buy, like, one of the little figurines that goes on top or whatever. You know, something that goes along with, like, a bigger
craftsy kit where it's not going to take space up in your playroom the whole time. It's something that it's going to be like a one and done thing that either hangs up on the wall or it's a Christmas ornament.
That's a good idea.
It could be in their bedroom as a decoration. It's not something that's going to be, like, in the way constantly.
Yeah. So I think finding, you know, those little wish lists, and one thing that I actually also would suggest is thinking about something for your kid's future. So, like, we just opened a bank account for my 3-year-old. And in the future for, like, Christmas or birthdays, that could be an option for family members that want to, instead of a gift, they could actually put money into my child's account.
I like that idea.
Like, for his future. So, kind of like, you know, I don't know if you there's probably ways that they could make it fun, where like
Yeah.
the kid could open something and it's like a little, you know,
Yeah, I think
ticket
those
or
are,
something.
like,
I don't know.
Times have changed too. I recently went to a 1-year-old's birthday party, and on the invitation they said, like, please do not bring a present. Like, we have enough as it is. And if you
Yeah.
do want to bring something, just because it's kind of weird showing up to that without anything, they're like, bring a book, because then that book can last, they're, you know, up until, I don't know, 3rd, 4th grade, where they're reading it. You know, it's a small, like, those things are going to last for quite a few years. And I still have some books that I had when I was little. Like,
Yeah.
that, you know, if I ever have kids one day, like, I'm going to end up passing down to them. So I think it's become a new, not a trend, but it's like just how our generation's doing birthdays parties now, I guess I would say, where it's not focused so much on bringing the gift. And times are hard. It's expensive. By the time you buy the gift, you're already spending $30 to $50 plus wrapping paper or a bag. Like, it's another $15, $25. So if you think about it, that amount you're putting into a gift is an amount that you can get them a ticket to the zoo or the aquarium or a jump place or whatever.
That they're going to really enjoy and maybe make memories and have a good time. I also think, like for, I don't know how many children the writer has that wrote in for this, but you could also, like with cousins and stuff, I know a lot of families will do like Secret Santa. And you could do, like, my extended family used to do an adult Secret Santa and then, like, a kid's Secret Santa. So you would just buy one gift. And so it wasn't, like, this overwhelming, like, you buy every single person a gift. Like, the adults, you would just buy one gift.
That's nice.
And then for all the kids, you know, obviously if you have, like, 3 kids, then you're, you know, buying 3 gifts. But your child's only getting one gift. So,
or what about, just an idea I thought of, if they didn't want to have gifts and they're like, well, if you want to help bank account, that's a really good idea, or money or whatever. What about if they did an activity and they're like, hey, if you want to, you know, pitch in towards us having this party at, you know, wherever, because places are expensive. I mean, to rent out for a couple hours, it can be pricey. And then, you know, it's an activity that they're doing, and then you feel like you help them have that birthday party.
Or instead of like renting someplace out, but like everybody, like all the adults pitch in for the kids to do like an
activity, or
like a crafty thing or something instead of gifts. I don't know.
Do they rent clowns these days?
Crowns sound like childhood trauma, but that's fine.
Kind of sketch. Magicians, I don't know. Is that a 90s thing more so?
Probably.
No. Never had one at my
party.
Maybe
a bounce house? I don't know.
Never had that either at my party. Never had anything fun, actually.
So I know you kind of were asking for advice a little bit about, like, well, what do you do with these gifts now? So you have, like, a ton of gifts that you maybe don't want, and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, like when you're a parent or somebody asks, like, oh, did so-and-so like their gift? And then you have to lie and be like, I gave it to Goodwill.
Yeah. They love it so much from a distance.
Yeah.
Where is it? Donations.
I do think there are a lot of like families in need. Like if you check locally, like right now I know of a family in our town that had a fire. So like they're looking for different things that they can replace items with. So I think if you get involved with like church or ask around in the community, you might be able to find some ways that you can maybe donate some of those toys.
I've heard some parents, they know birthday's coming up or Christmas is coming up, and they're like, all right, we're going to go through the toys. You're going to pick out 12 that you don't really play with anymore. We're going to donate those, so that way you as a parent are probably expecting to get more toys. Then you're replacing those, and you're not overloading the playroom. You're actually just evening it out. Getting rid of the stuff to bring new things in. And then it teaches your kid, you know, the kind ways to donate, and why do we donate, and why do we help other people.
Yep.
And it's not just because mom's upset because the playroom's a mess and she doesn't want to add to it. It's to, you know, help those that are in need. I also like your idea too with, if you are going to have a birthday party, to put on the invitation, like, hey, no gifts, but this is, you know, an idea if you want to get them tickets to the zoo or an event, or we're donating to a bank account for his whatever.
One year, actually, I had a birthday party. I think I was like maybe 10 or something like that. And I ended up we put on the invitation, like, hey, we don't want gifts. I don't want any gifts, but please bring a donation for the animal shelter. So we asked for, like, dog food, cat food, like, different stuff. We collected it all. And then at the end of my birthday party, we went and dropped it off.
That's so sweet.
So, I mean, that's also something that you could do.
Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. But I thought that was cute. Yeah. I think my mom came up with that, and I, of course, was like, I have everything I need. Like, I don't need anything from my friends. I just want them to come and enjoy, like, the party that we had. So we did that, and then I also felt like I was giving back. So
I really like that. And I think you just have to, as a parent, you kind of have to put your foot down and be like, hey, I'm the parent. Like, no offense, we love you, and we know that you like to get them stuff, but this is what we're truly asking for. And if not, your annoying little piano thing that you want to get them or a drum set's going to end up at Goodwill. So,
and then you already straight up told them, I'm going to donate it. Yeah. So it's your own fault if you buy it and I give it away.
Yeah, because the queen herself, Kylie Kelsey, talked about this on her podcast.
Oh, yeah?
She talked about how that was right after Christmas, and she was like, let's talk about it. And she goes, I hate when people get my kids things that make noises. And in fact, it was her father-in-law.
Yeah.
And so she hid the drum set, and because the kid didn't have sound control, so she hid it. And then he got her one the next Christmas, and she was like, why does this keep happening? But that one had sound control, and she was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I hid that thing. Oh, yeah. So if you don't want your presents hidden and or donated, just please listen to the parent.
Yeah. And also, if you don't do it, highly recommend toy rotation. So, like, we'll pack away like lots of toys in a big tote, like fill up the tote, and then we put it in the attic. And then, 6 months down the road, like if they're still age appropriate, you can bring it back down and pack up other ones. So you rotate them, because I feel like the ones that are always sitting out in the playroom they're always seeing it, so they get bored of it and they don't want to play with it anymore, and then they forget that they have these other toys.
That's a nice.
So you kind of
like me with clothes,
hide it. And then, when you find something in the back of your closet, and you're like, oh,
I knew I had this. No, yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea too. So that way you're at least giving them a chance to use whatever present that they did receive, but it may not. It may be up for the winter. They may not see it again until the summer.
That's right. And then, if eventually that tote just makes it to Goodwill,
no one will know. And
no
we
one
won't judge you. In fact, we'll applaud you. Not even have kids.
So. Well, we hope that helped. I hope that gave you some advice or at least some ideas for the future. I know there's a lot of parents out there that just struggle with this topic in general. I do too. So
yeah. And as someone who doesn't have kids, I always struggle with getting the invite and like no gifts, and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to show up empty-handed. And I did, and everyone else did too. And I was like, oh, this is weird. And the parents were like, no, thank you for not bringing. Like, we appreciate this. We just want time to be together and hang out. And I was like, got it. So, and my nieces love their experiences too. They love getting to go and having like their special day with me. Yeah, so, that's a good one too. But yeah, well, join us for Thursday's episode as we talk about another dilemma, and make sure to follow us or subscribe, like, comment on YouTube and Instagram.
And don't forget to write in your submissions.
Yes.
So our link is always posted either underneath our YouTube description, on our videos, and on Instagram it's pinned. Yep. TikTok you can find it as well. So make sure you look at that Survey Monkey, and please write in. It doesn't have to be a huge dilemma. It can be a small one like this. If you write in, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.